Welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today is, you guessed it, the mystery box swap. And if you don't know what a mystery box swap is, it is hosted by Brenda at Bonner's Market, and she does this quarterly. She draws names of those that are participating, and then we have to send a box of crafting goods with 3 must-use items wrapped inside the box to the person whose name we got drawn. And I am sending my package to Sarah with Can Sarah DIY It? And Sarah, I'm really sorry. I hope you forgive me, and I hope you still like me after you get your box. And then my box came back from Krista, my good friend Krista with Krista's Crafty Life. So I've opened the box without looking inside because I want to make sure it's a surprise. So all that being said, let's start looking and seeing what she sent. And I'll try to make this fast because normally these go along. They can draw really long. Okay, she sent me a note. It says, I hope you have fun with your goodies. I know you will create something great. I love her little sticky note. It's got a little rooster on it. Okay, so we'll save the must-use items for last. Oh, they're small. But, oh, look at this. She sent me some bandanas for the 4th of July. I love them. Those are great. A little chalkboard. Oh, I love this little watering can. Some ribbon. You know me and ribbon. I love it. These cute little wood butterflies or bugs. Ladybug. Looks like a bee, a ladybug, and a butterfly, it looks like. A metal truck. Oh, I love it. This little canvas. I almost want to keep that for itself. I love it. A hexagon wood piece from Dollar Tree. I love that. One of these pencil boxes. A square, a block. A house. These are all great items. A whole bunch of succulents, which is good because I just used all of mine that I got from Dollar Tree. But these are great succulents. And this home sign. And one of these home sweet home signs. So awesome, Krista. Thank you. These are some great items. Now for the must use. I don't know. Should I start with bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller? Okay, we'll start with the smaller one. So, this is shower rings. Okay, yeah, I can do that. 3 shower rings. And then this, okay, yeah, a garden flag, lemon garden flag. Okay, so my theme may be lemons. Not bad. Krista, you're being very easy. Very easy. What are these? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Flip-flop posters. Well, I think I can figure something out with the... Looks like it's just burlap. Okay. Well, give me a few minutes to think of what to make. Actually, a few weeks, but for you, a few seconds. So let's see what I come up with. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use some of this blue twine from Dollar Tree, some of this ribbon that I got from Krista. I'm going to use my apple barrel paints in the color English Navy, Snow White, and Black. And then I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color Lacquer. I'm going to use this metal truck that came in my box, as well as these bandanas that came in my box, and a couple of these little blocks from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start off, I'm cutting out this little piece here of one of the bandanas that says America the Beautiful, established 1776. And I'm just going to trim this all down. And because I'm just going to use this piece of the bandana for my truck. And once I have this all trimmed down, I'm going to remove the hanger from that metal truck. And then I am going to get it ready to paint. Now I was having a hard time with that hanger. It did not want to come out. I then taped down the areas that I did not want to be blue. And I'm using my English Navy here to paint the truck. Now, I was sitting here thinking, this is going on real thin. It's because it's acrylic paint. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to switch over to my Ocean by Waverly. But it's a little lighter. I wanted a little darker color. So I just went ahead and went with this. I ended up doing a couple of coats. But if you're going to recreate this, I would suggest using chalk paint because it goes on a lot thicker and doesn't take as much paint to cover it. But that's just a tip. So once I got this all completed and got my double coating on there, I went down and I painted the bumper with my Snow White. And again, I did 2 coats on it as well. And then I painted the tires with my black color. And once they were all done and dry, I took my lacquer chalk paint and I painted in the little back lights there, and then I'm taking my Arteza red marker here and I'm just writing in the word USA. And I really didn't like the way my writing came out, but oh well, you know, it is what it is. So after I have this all done, I'm going to take a black Sharpie and I'm just going to go around and make kind of like a border around it to make it look a little more like a license plate. So then once I have that all done, I am going to take some little stars that I got from Dollar Tree. Sorry this is taking so long. Oh, I guess I'm not. I'm going to Mod Podge first. So I went through with some Mod Podge and then I'm going to take that little piece of the bandana and I'm just going to put that right on the back of that truck there. Then I'm going to finish with the Mod Podge and going over the whole truck just to help protect the paint. Since it is on metal, it can chip off a lot easier. So the Mod Podge helps protect it from chipping off. And then once the truck is all covered, then I take the little stars I got from Dollar Tree and I'm taking the Ocean paint just because it was thicker. I tried it with the English Navy, but it just wasn't coming out. So I went ahead with my chalk paint there and painted 6 stars. And then while that was drying, I took my heat gun or my glue gun and some of this twine, and I'm just making a border with that twine around my little saying there. Then after I had that all filled in, I took these stars and I put 3 on each side of the word on the bumper. And sorry, that wasn't in frame. Then once I had those on, I just cut down some of this ribbon. And I'm just trying to use it to cover those holes because this is going to be a shelf sitter and I'm not going to have anything on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cut down this ribbon a little bit more, and then I'm going to hot glue it right over the top there so that it's covering those holes. And then after that, I'm going to take my more of this twine. I made a little shoestring bow and I'm just burning off the fuzzies, and then I just put that on the top of there. Then I take my antique wax and I am painting those 2 cubes with it. And then once I get, I do all but one side of it, I'm just going to wipe it off with the napkin, and then I'm going to use those to glue them onto the back of the truck so that we have something to help us stand. But I wiped off my paintbrush there, and I'm just using that napkin to go around the truck to make it look a little dirty. You know, rustic trucks are usually dirty. Then here I'm just hot gluing those little squares on there, and there it is. You'll have to let me know what you think of it. I think it's really cute. This is my 4th of July theme. You're going to get a little bit of each theme this video. So if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find my social media account links as well as other accounts in my description box below in the link tree. Here's DIY number 2. So for this DIY, I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color Sandstone. It's a new color. That starfish, this home sign, this twine. I just love this twine. And then some of this decorative rope that I got from Dollar Tree as well. So this is going to be the nautical theme. So I'm going to remove the hanger. I'm going to spray down this front of this sign with a lot of water, and then I'm just going to put some paper towels on it and kind of let it soak a little bit, and then I just used my scraper to scrape off all that stuff in the front, and then I painted it with the sandstone. And once it was dry, I am taking this rope and I am just going around and highlighting those letters so that way you can read what it says, because this way it's kind of hard to tell. And then once I am done with that, you'll see what I do next. But first, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda. I am so happy you stopped by today. If you are enjoying the video today, and if you like home decor on a budget, if you like thrift flips and holiday decor or seasonal decor and gift ideas, then I would suggest that you hit that red subscribe button, become part of our YouTube family, and then let me know in the comment box below that you're new here. I love to get to know you. And if you hit that notification bell, then YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a video. I normally upload on Mondays at 5 p.m. Central. And then I do usually have a challenge or two during the week that I will participate in as well. So that way, if you have the notification bell set, you'll know when those times will be. And then if you do like this video, make sure you give me that thumbs up. For all of you guys who like this video, give me that thumbs up and comment, because as you know, it helps my channel grow. It lets YouTube know you like my content and it will promote it even more. So as you can see here, I am just going along the edge of all of those letters. Now with that M, I kind of wish I would have left it alone, but I did go in and make, I cut up and put some more of that rope to outline it a little bit more, because I felt like there was so much of the background showing. But you have to let me know what you think at the end, if you liked it better without it, or if you liked it better with the extra rope on that M. But here I'm just taking this rope and I'm just going all around that starfish. And believe it or not, before I did the extra part on the M, I used exactly what I needed from that rope. So it was enough to only use one. I didn't have to use two. I was excited about that. Then I took some of this twine and I am just going all the way around the word home with it, just to kind of help highlight it a little bit more. I did trim down the top and bottom parts of that H a little bit. I felt like it was a little too close. And so I did kind of use my scissors to trim it down a little bit. And other than that, I do know what I do next. So here I'm just finishing up, and with the twine, I went all the way around. Then once that was done, I took my lighter here and I am just going over the whole thing, because that rope and twine are very fuzzy. Then I decided I should have done, you know me guys, I decided I wanted it to look a little more rustic, so I'm taking my antique wax and I was going over the starfish, and then I realized, I need to add a little bit to the rest of that sign. So I'm trying to go in between all of the rope with my little baby wipe and antique wax, and just trying to give it some coloring, some rustic coloring. Then I took some of these beads, and I took a needle and I'm putting some of that twine through that hanger, tying a double or a triple knot because I wanted to make sure it didn't go through that hole. And then I'm just measuring the length I want, and then I'm going to string through 6 of these beads, and I think these might be 20 millimeter. I do have them linked in my Amazon if you're interested in getting any, but I'm I didn't do the whole thing because I wanted you to be able to see some of that twine. But if you recreate this, you can put more on or not any at all if you'd like. Then I just strung it through that other hole and tied a knot. And here I'm just taking some of that baby wipe, using a baby wipe and taking that antique wax and brushing it all over those beads. And I love the way this comes out. I love those beads. It just gives it that rustic nautical look. Okay, there it is. You have to let me know what you think about this, and let me know if you think I should have left that M the way it was, or if you like it with the extra pieces of rope in the middle. Okay, so it is time for a celebration of your recreations. And Jamie, you have been busy. I just love them all. They all turned out great. Thank you so much for sending me pictures of your creations. And if you have any creations or recreations you'd like to share, my email address is in the description box below, as well as you can send them to me through Facebook Messenger or Instagram. Okay, here's DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I'm going to use these laser cut out bugs that I got from Krista, this hexagon from Krista, my Waverly chalk paints in the color ink and Maize, and then 3 of these ribbons that I have on hand, all from Dollar Tree. So I am going to start off by removing the tag and removing that hanger, and I'm going to paint the whole inside of this hexagon with my ink, which is black, chalk paint, and then I'm going to also paint the inside part of the trim, I guess you could call it, the edging there. So you'll see here what I'm doing. So I paint all of that black so that the whole inside is black. Then after that, I am going to take my Maize color, and I am going to paint all around the top part of the side there, the edge. I don't know what you would call it. I was getting a little bit of black in my paint there. I had to wipe it off. But I just painted that part yellow, and then the whole outside part of it yellow as well. And then after that, I'm going to take my little bee, and I'm just going to color part of the wings yellow, and then I'm going to color the body with my black ink color. And then once that was done, I set it aside to dry, and I took I guess I'm going to show you my painting the black here. I didn't realize I showed you guys so much of this. I apologize. I usually don't show much of my painting because we all know how to paint. But once that was all dry, I decided it needed a saying, because I was going to just put the bee in there in the middle, but decided that was not enough. So I found this in Cricut Design Space, printed it out, and then struggled removing it. And once I remove it, you guys are, oh my goodness, you won't believe what I did. So when I put this on, I was so worried about making sure it was centered, I didn't stop to think of the fact that it's got to sit on the side like that. And I realized, oh my gosh, I put it on, it's going to be a little crooked, but oh well, you have to read it at an angle. It doesn't look too bad. But after that, I took some of those ribbons and I cut them down, and I'm just making a messy bow here. And I'm just making like a crisscross and just, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think. I hate these voiceovers. I always get tongue-tied and can't think of the right words. But I'm offsetting all of those different ribbons. And then once I was done, I took my jute string that came off of the back of that, and I'm just tying a knot around it to hold it together, and then I'll just trim those off. And I did not even dovetail. I just wanted it to look just like it did. Then I hot glued it on one corner, and then I'm going to hot glue that bee on the other corner. And that is all there was for this one as well. And this is the bee theme that's usually here for summertime. Okay, there it is. Let me know what you think about this one as well. So here's DIY number 4. Now for this DIY, I am using all of my must-use items, which include these coasters. I am using these shower rings, and then these beads that I got from Amazon. They are in my Amazon store. Some more of this twine. I'm going to use 2 5-gallon paint stir sticks that are in my Amazon store. And then this must-use item, this flag from Dollar Tree, and then some foam core board. So I'm going to start off by removing the hanger and the little pole that was inside of that. And then I'm just going to measure this in place and trace it out so that I can cut it with my little X-Acto knife. Now this is for the lemon theme that you usually see during the summertime. So see, I got a little bit of every bit of summer decor in this DIY. So, or not DIY, I guess video. So I'm going to use some Mod Podge, and I'm just going to brush it on. I did this in sections, but I just brush it on and try not to do too much, because if you do way too much, then it will make that foam board warp. But then I'm just brushing on my flag on top of that. Then after that, I took the gallon stir sticks, the 5-gallon stir sticks, measured where I wanted to cut, and then I took them out to my miter saw, cut them down. And here I'm just covering them with my antique wax and then wiping off the extra, doing all sides, the front, the back, and the sides. Although I think I forgot to do the back on one of them. I realized it when I was hot gluing them. Anyways, then I took the beads and I stuck them on some painter tape. This is my favorite way of painting beads, guys. And then I just take a brush, I hold the very top, I go and brush all the way around. And then after they've dried, I turn them over and stick the top side onto the paint and then, or the tape, and then I paint the bottom side. Then I drew out a lemon shape on the back of these coasters, and I'm just cutting one. I cut out 2. And then I took my Maize chalk paint and I went and painted the front of them with that yellow. And then after I painted that and it was I set it aside to dry, I'm going to take some green, is that burlap? I don't know. I can't even think right now. I'm going to cut out a leaf with that. And then I cut out a little piece to make it look kind of like a stem. And I did that for both lemons. And then after that, see how cute that is? And after that, I went ahead and took those stir sticks and I'm hot gluing one on each end of my flag there. And then once I was done with that, I took the shower rings and I put a little hot glue on it and I just started wrapping this with that twine. And I did this to all 3. But I have to show you here, I was so excited because I didn't measure how much string. I just kind of pulled out an amount and I cut it and I started wrapping. And then I get to the end and realized I had the exact amount that I needed. That never happens. I couldn't believe it. That was awesome. Then after that, I took some of that twine and I'm going to tie it around one side of the shower ring. And I'm just tying like a triple knot there, trimming off the edge. And then I'm going to cut some of that. And I'm going to weave the beads through, 2 beads through. And then I'm going to use that and tie it around the next shower ring. And I'm going to do another couple of knots there. And then I'm going to trim it. I will get another piece of twine. And I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did on the first one, where I tie it around the side of the shower curtain, tie a double, triple knot, and trim it. And then put the beads through it. And then tie a knot at the end of those beads. And then I did that on the other side as well. And then I took my lemons here and my leaf and stem, and I'm just hot gluing one on each side of the bottom. And then I'm taking that hanger that I made, I'm trimming it off here, and I'm going to hot glue it to the back. Now you don't want to put too much hot glue because this is foam board and it can melt it. But then once I had that done, I just went around the edge because it has that rough edge, and I just hot glued some more of that twine. And that's all there was for this one. You'll have to let me know what you think about this, if I did a good job using all of those must-use items. But I think it's really cute. I love the way this came out, and you'll have to let me know what you think about this one as well. and which one was your favorite of today's bit of summer video. And I did that because everything that was in that box, none of it really coordinated, and so I just thought, you know what, I could see a little bit of summer in everything, so that's what I did. So again, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you guys all give me that thumbs up and comment. And I will be back again on Monday or Tuesday. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a video on Monday. I know I have one on Tuesday. So have those notification bells set. And with all that, have a blessed week and weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.